Hello everybody, this is VerticalSandwich, and welcome to a new LP. This is my copy of Super Mario All-Stars. I'm playing it on my Super Nintendo. This is Super Mario Bros. 2. It was released in 1988 originally, and 1993 as part of this game. So, this is obviously going to be a 16-bit version of an 8-bit game. And the reason I'm playing this game, actually, is because I don't do a lot of classic Nintendo stuff. This is kind of the most underappreciated of the first three Marios. And to tell you the truth, with Christmas coming up, I wanted to play this game because this is the only video game I remember just wanting more than anything for Christmas. I would have been like 8 or something. And I remember getting it and staying up until like 4 in the morning on Christmas Day, like the day after Christmas. Just playing this game, doing nothing but playing this game. And everybody knows the story of this game, that it wasn't originally Super Mario 2, it was another game originally, and Super Mario 2 is actually the Lost Levels. And this is, but they thought that was too hard for American markets, so they released this instead. And the characters were all originally some family, and they just, you know, this game, we owe this game a lot for Mario, because it introduced us to Shy Guys. And without Shy Guys, So, and also made Peach a playable character, and introduced her floating, which I have to say thank you for after having played Super Paper Mario. So I'm really rusty at this game. I probably haven't played it in, geez, a decade or so. And I'm not looking anything up, I'm just gonna go with what I remember. Some things I remember really well, like the first set of levels. I don't know if I've ever played through this game. I don't remember... I kinda remember how to warp to the last level. Something with a whale that's way out of the way and carrying a potion all the way over there, and it's really hard. That is all I remember. So anyway, I'm not gonna warp, actually. I'm gonna fight my way through levels, continue if I have to, things like that. And we'll make it. We'll get better as we go. So my plan is to just do this, well, we'll see how many videos it is, but I'm going to try not to cut up worlds if I can. So here we go, we took a shortcut to the first boss, and I didn't mean to take a shortcut. So this bird thing, who may actually be called like Birdo or something, I don't remember what she's called. It is a she though, she's got a bow in her hair. Or a bow on her head. But she'll be the standard boss for all of the non-boss levels. And unlike the original Mario, this game goes in sets of 3. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, that's the world. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. And then, for every coin you get in the level, you get a chance to spin the bonus chance slot machine or whatever, so... Yeah, Cherry got us one up. That's awesome. I'm gonna be horrible at the slot machine. I don't remember. But some of this made it into Mario 3, you know? I mean, we had the cards at the end of the levels instead of this. So. I will play probably each of the other characters at least a little, but mainly I'll be relying on Peach. Because she floats. Oh god, that was so stupid. I pushed the wrong button. I'm not used to the Super Nintendo controller. I never actually owned a Super Nintendo until recently. Like, when I was a kid, I went straight from Nintendo to Sega Genesis to PlayStation 2, actually. Never had a PlayStation. My cousin had a PlayStation. We played a lot of Final Fantasy VII on it. Okay. And these are what we have for pipes. Instead of actual pipes, we have these things. Snakes live in them, not our classic piranha plants. We'll see a lot of that later in the desert levels, though. That I remember. Oh, we shouldn't have pulled up the coins, or the plants. Because in this sub-world, this backstage world, or shadow world, anything you pull up is a coin. So coins are really hard to get. You have cherries instead of coins in this game. And of course, you can pick up enemies. Which, again, was another weird new Mario thing. So yeah, I mean, I wanted this game more than anything else. Which is really crazy because I wasn't so nuts about the idea of getting Mario 3, although Mario 3 came out a couple years later. And Mario 3, if I remember correctly, came out in the middle of the summer. So there wasn't like cool Christmas stuff attached to it. And that thing chases you with the guy. I'm talking like nobody's ever played this game before. Everybody's played this game. Or maybe not, I don't know. So, anyway, because I remember, going to, I think, Kmart with my mother to pre-order Mario 3. Because it was such a big deal. I mean, they launched that game with, like, everything they had. I mean, like, they made the movie The Wizard. Okay, I know that the mushroom is going to be below, and I was supposed to knock out this other rock. I can't find a way to slide down here either. Otherwise, I would do. Well, we're not going to get the mushroom then. We won't be getting all the mushrooms in all the levels anyway. Because, again, I'm not going to look anything up. It's amazing what you can have in your memory after years and years and years. I'd like to say I haven't played this since it came out and I was a kid, but that's not true. Because I know I played through it to see if I could beat the end guy. And ended up getting all the way to the end guy. So that's the other thing, there's no Bowser in this game, which is really weird. So, now I've LP'd to... I know that there's a potion around here somewhere. It's up here. But I've played 2 Mario games now, and neither of them has had Bowser as a bad guy. So that's pretty crazy. You can only do so much of that. Alright, I know that there's no mushroom over here, but this is a good place to get coins. By the way, if you want to really get coins, Toad pulls up coins the fastest. That much I remember. Toad can't jump for shit, but she can yank some coins out of the ground. Or whatever. Alright, same boss. It took me so long, I remember, to figure out that you could jump on the eggs and pick them up. Such a foreign idea to me. Because remember, I'd only played, like, Nintendo games, so my experience when this was out was probably limited to, like, Bionic Commando and Metal Gear. And, just crazy old games. I mean, this looks ridiculously like the background that moves as a different layer and stuff. It's so weird. The original version of this game didn't look like this. But whatever, this is the best thing I have, so. But this is one of the things I was talking about, like, with an emulator and stuff, is just, like... I'm just so not tech savvy, so it just makes more sense to just plug in a Super Nintendo. Especially since, like, Super Nintendos and stuff, and, like, those machines that, that read the cartridges, like, there's, you know, you can buy machines now that play Super Nintendo, Nintendo, and N64 cartridges, just like they were on Nintendo, but, something like that, I don't know. I actually found this Super Nintendo with this game in the, basement of a house my parents were cleaning out because they had rented it. And, the people had moved out. And so it came with this game, but it was missing the AV cable, but the AV cable from my Nintendo 64 works in it. So, thank you, Nintendo, for not switching parts. Seriously, none of these is a potion? It's the middle one, isn't it? Nope, that's a stopwatch, okay. I remember when I was a kid, I was in love with picking up these fish and carrying them around. I thought it was so funny that you could just pick them up. So this is kind of a trip down memory lane anyway. Oh really? I could have swore there would be a mushroom here. Shows what I know. Ah, we didn't get the dark cherry. Oh well. I love this music too, it's so goofy. Oh, I think it's over here. I think you're supposed to bring that potion over here. I'm not sure. There's something about over here. Maybe if you're Peach, you can float off or something. I don't remember. I don't particularly care either. Like I said, I'm not about... This isn't about... I'm not trying to do any kind of crazy great walkthrough. I am playing this game purely for the Christmas spirit sentimentality of it for me. Because, yeah, you gotta think about, like, I got a Nintendo before this came out. Like, I got a Nintendo And so yeah, when this thing came out, it was like one of the biggest things in the world. And then Super Mario 3. I mean, Super Mario 3 was just such a spectacular game. And I could play Super Mario 3 too. I mean, I played enough of it that I could probably pick that up and run right through it. Especially after watching Nintendo Capri Sun's stupoid run of it. Because it brought back a lot of memories. But, I mean, I don't know, Super Mario 3, again, Super Mario 3 has been really, it's just such a classic game. There are a couple things that, like, as an LPer, you know, sometime you might want to do them as kind of an obligatory thing, but, like, certain games have just been really tread over well, and the ones that really come to mind though are Ocarina of Time. Oh my god, Ocarina of Time. And I love Ocarina of Time. I like a lot of people think it's probably one of the greatest video games that's ever been made. But you know, what can you say with it when it's been done so many times? And Mario 64. Now something like this is gonna be like 10 videos the most for me to, especially if I cut out, you know, if it takes me an hour to get through a level and I just cut to the, you know, the good or the funny stuff. Well, okay, this is gonna stay in because I completely just messed myself. Like, there's no way I could. Well, I didn't mess myself, but now I know better. Yeah, and I mean, Ocarina of Time, you'd be listening to me for 80 videos talk about things that obviously other people, nobody needs hints on Ocarina of Time. So we're gonna go with Luigi. Luigi has very weird traction. Look at this. Moves his legs a lot. I thought he jumped higher, but he doesn't seem to particularly jump a lot higher. He just seems to kick his legs a lot. So yeah, so you won't see me do an Ocarina of Time or Mario 64. Although I've played through Ocarina of Time several times. I have played through I've 120 starred Mario 64 at least twice. So. And I love those games, but I think maybe it's because I love them. I just don't want to turn it into like a, I don't know. Maybe someday. But anyway, so this was the thing I decided to do. Is not a lot of people touch this game. It's kind of, because like I said, it's you know, people react to it weird because it wasn't originally a Mario game, and you can tell it's weird. But now, I mean, looking back, now that a lot of the things from this game have been kind of sucked into other Mario games, like Shy Guys, you know? You know, what can you do? You know, this is part of the Mario canon now, obviously. Alright, so here's our first actual boss. So, and these bosses are, pretty predictable. I mean, you hit them 3 times. That's the basic rule. And this one is a mouse that you have to hit with bombs. And you can't hit him like hit him. You have to get him to be near it when it explodes. Like that. That worked. So. Oh, you can just catch them before they hit the ground. Well, that's nice to know. So later there will be bosses we have to throw things through or well, at the end, into. Look at those skull and crossbone crates in the background. It's so goofy. Alright, well, that was World 1. So, after this stuff, I will see you guys for World 2. And, you know, Merry upcoming Christmas to everybody. I hope you get what you want, like I did in 1988. Take care, everybody. I mean, bye, everybody.